Welcome to FreeByrd Radio, a podcast dedicated to amplifying the voices of entrepreneurs and our community. I'm your host, Cam Bannister. From directionless to ultimate dad, Jeb the Barber's journey has many twists and turns and sure to inspire. Get ready for the real, the raw, and the unbelievable life of this precious man right here in Eugene. Enjoy this time we shared and get your butt down to his chair. Jeb the Barber, Jesus. Buckle up, everyone. This is a good one. All right, we are ready.
We're technically rolling, so you guys just ease into it however you like.
You ready, my friend?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Cool. Oh my gosh, Jeb, first of all, I have to tell you when I first saw you, you took me by surprise. Honest to goodness, I love to tell people how, you really impacted me the first time. I've heard nothing but good things from Nick about you, all of the things. And then your sweet spirit when I opened the door and you're like, hey. And I'm like, dude, what up? I love hairstylists. I love barbers. It's my background. So, thank you for having such a dope energy and joining me today.
Hey, thanks for having me. That's awesome.
And not to take you off guard or anything.
Yeah, I'm all blushing now, but thank you.
No, it's okay. Honestly, it's really cool because, this podcast started with the hope of amplifying voices of our community, right? Mm-hmm. You are a barber doing your thing every single day. And it's you don't have time to amplify your voice and marketing, promoting, networking, all those things. And on top of that, how long do you have with people to share a story? You know what I mean? It's rare. So this is a space that I'm so thankful you're willing to share it with me. I'm so thankful that you're, just open. So your energy is precious. I'm excited to learn about you. This is our first time really getting to know each other.
That's true,
so welcome.
Thanks for having me. And it was, I didn't start off as a barber. I kind of went to school as a stylist. I did a bunch of other stuff first. I did the corporate, grind, and I did the military, and I just wasn't really
That's
sure.
wild. So just timelining to kind of piece this out, because first and foremost, the expression of what you are today is a barber, but you weren't that, and you're leading into it. So military, when were you in military?
So it's funny. So basically I grew up here in North Bend, Coos Bay, over on the coast, small town. But back then it was kind of thriving. It was kind of a logging community with fishing, and so I graduated high school and just was I just kind of slept and smoked pot all day.
Yeah.
Just I didn't really have a plan, and so my stepdad at the time owned a logging business, and I was like, I'll just log this summer and see how I like it, and so I logged for about a month, and I've never I'll do literally any job over logging. Logging is the hardest shit.
Yeah.
I can't. My hat's off to loggers. I remember, because my stepdad owned the company, I would lay in bed, and the crummy, the van that would come pick all the workers up, would come right directly to my house. And so I would be in my bedroom just waiting for the headlights to show up, and I would just be praying that they would forget me, or and I wouldn't have to go to work. And so you go to work and just get your ass beat all day.
Yeah.
It's cold. It's fucking. There's just no good time to log.
No.
And so that was definitely the hardest work. And so I called in sick one day because I wanted to go to the lake, and I went to the lake, and as I was at the lake, I passed the crummy, and they saw me, and they were like, you're fired. So my stepdad actually fired me from his own business. And
how old are you at this point?
I'm I think I just turned 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a very
18-year-old
experience.
Just turned 18.
Yeah.
But the money was a lot better. I'd been working through high school and junior high at a hydraulic shop. They were.
What a background! A hydraulics to logging to military came after logging.
Yeah, a lot of I just grew up in that kind of mentality.
Yep.
If you're not a hard worker, you're a nobody. You don't want to be fucking lazy.
Yep.
You need to work hard.
Yeah.
Every time you get with a group of people, the first thing out of their mouth is where are you working? How hard are you working?
100%.
What do you do for work?
Yep.
That's how people measure. And I grew up hating that. I just was I don't. It should be how are you enjoying your life? Like,
yeah.
what do you
how
know, what
are
do
you
do?
really?
Yeah,
not
exactly.
like how was work today?
Yeah,
like,
it's
you know,
how hard are you working?
Yeah.
You know? It's like, what are you chewing? You
when did we
drinking?
ever
You
put that as a
working?
meritable like success measure, right? It's like,
Yeah.
I'm really working hard, you know?
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
no, thank you.
It drives me nuts. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like, well, so if I'm not working my ass off, I'm nobody.
Am I no value to you
Yeah,
then? Like, because I'm not
exactly.
working? Like, well, and that's really unique in your expression and experience. Like, okay, so stylist, where I'm just piecing because I'm going to pull it apart, just so you know. Like, I just am getting all of my info from you because it is really neat to me how you approach yourself, like, in your energy, because this industry is not easy. The beauty industry, right? You deal with so many different types of people in your chair, and you have such a joyful expression, like, and you're coming from so many different things. So it's like, I'm thankful that you do what you do because you touch humans and work with humans, and we need more people like that. But it's like, you didn't set out to be a barber. You were over here like, I really like doing hair. And then it's like, you then also evolved from a stylist, which is a whole different world. That's my background. Like, Barber and Cosmo, we're just different. You know, it's a different world of like color and precision. Like,
Totally,
when I heard your military background, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes so much sense to me for you as a barber because it's like, but your personality, even hearing you right now, like, not to put you on the spot, but I'm like, you seem like you've been wild forever. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, how did you end up in the military? Like, I would be out of the military so fast. Like, they would kick me out. Like, there's no way. I mean, I'm tatted. Like,
right.
Okay, so how did you get there? Because you don't even seem like someone to me of like, oh, I want to go do that.
It took a lot of reprogramming.
Okay. Okay.
So I got fired from my logging job, and then I was just, you know, like, I just didn't know what to do. And my mom called me one morning because I was still living at the house, and she's like, come meet me for breakfast. And I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, free breakfast. I'd been up all night, like, smoking pot, drinking, you know, whatever. I'm like, okay, cool, I'll go get some biscuits and gravy or whatever, you know, for free. And so it was probably almost 12 o'clock, you know, and I met her at the restaurant, and she's like, you have till the end of the fucking day to figure out what you're going to do, or you're out of the house. We're kicking you out. And I'm like, fuck. So one of my buddies just got back from boot camp, and he showed up. He's wearing his fucking uniform. He just looked
put together.
He just looked like fucking, wow, this is my way out of this town. I had two uncles that worked in the motion picture business that still do. They own grip companies. One of them's in the union. One has his own grip company. Wow. And they drive these giant trucks, and they you know, set up film equipment, help film, and then, you know, make a shit ton of money. They're the only people that I knew at that point that were like pushing six figures in the 90s. And in the 90s, like,
that's a big
made
push.
over 100,000.
That was
like,
massive.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Fuck. So they'd come up and we'd hang out, and I was like, I want to be like these fucking guys. I want to get out of here, go to California. So I was like, okay, so I'm going to join the military. It's the year's 2000. 9/11 hasn't even fucking happened yet.
Great point.
Like, it's been peacetime for a while. It's like, okay, I'll go in. It'll be, you know,
it'll
easy.
be chill. It'll be chill. Yeah.
I'll get through this boot camp challenge thing. I'm fat as fuck. I need to lose some weight. I'll do this. You know, I'll do the boot camp, lose the weight.
I'm seeing the path now. I get it 100%.
And then I'll come out with I'll do motor T. I'll be able to operate heavy equipment, drive any truck, you know, and then go right in. I'll be in California already because I wanted to work the West Coast down in Pendleton. I can just go to LA, plead for whatever, do whatever I have to do to get into the business. I got 2 ends, and then fucking, you know, go after it. And so that was the plan. Joined, did boot camp, did everything, and they completely rewired me. I was all about the Marine Corps, you know, hardcore, shit hot, whatever they call it. And
you were in the Marines.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so like I'm dancing around military over here, but like Marines is like the hardest corps of it all.
Well, they have the coolest fucking uniforms. Like, if you look at all the other
Jeb.
branches, like they
have the coolest uniforms.
I mean,
if
you look at a picture of uniforms, tell me that the fucking dress blues
listen, I love it. You're absolutely right, and I appreciate that that's what you're paying attention to. You're like, I have to wear it. I want it to look good.
Yeah,
like, I mean,
and you know, and they have this whole fucking like.
They're very prestigious.
Yeah, and they have, you know, they're all about tradition and just being the baddest motherfucker in the room. And for me, with all my insecurities and my low self-esteem growing up, it was just like,
you're like, I'm gonna be that.
You know, like I might not talk like it, but you know, deep down, you know, like at least I'll have this in my pocket. Like, you know, and just like what your reaction was, like, if I can get this on my fucking resume, like, whenever I go in for any interview or whatever, it'll be like, I was in the Marines, and they'll be like, you were in the fucking Marines?
It's
you know,
no
like,
joke.
So,
I mean, the Marines has a stature to it that you're like, if you even enter into that arena, you've taken yourself to a mental discipline that's unlike anything else.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and that's, I think, the shock, right, is like, oh, fuck. Like, you know, for 8 weeks you were in boot camp and you were, or I don't even know.
10 weeks.
I was going to say, I don't even know. Yeah.
So that was just part of the appeal to anyone in the Marine Corps is like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do the, you know, the fucking best, you know, branch I can do or whatever, and just have the hardest challenge. It was crazy meeting some of the people there. There was a guy, but you kind of look at it, you don't see it as a kid as 4 fucking years of being in this servitude.
Well, and also it's like, it's a surrender. You know, it's a surrender of your experience because you are subject to where they send you. You know, like you get to choose, but you don't.
And in my mind, the way that Cruder was doing it, I'm like, okay, I'll get some experience, I'll get this job, and like, and I just have this 3 months of boot camp, and then that's it, you know, and then the rest is easy, you know, and so you just kind of focus on the 3 months. You don't think about the 4 years and what could happen. So, yeah, I did the boot camp, got out, went to the fleet, was stationed Camp Pendleton, and, and then
that was 4 years service?
No, and then 9/11 happened.
Oh.
And then, and then, like, shit just got crazy.
Wild.
Yeah, I was at the chow hall, I see 9/11, I'm like, of course, when I fucking join, we go to war, you know, like, I'm just kind of, and, I'm at the chow hall.
How were you that moment? Like, you see it, and...
Well, like, it was funny, because, like, right when it happened, I went to the motor pool, I left the chow hall, I went to the motor pool, I told my lieutenant and Gunny, they were standing there talking to each other, I'm like, we're under attack by terrorists, and they're like, yeah, whatever, get out of here, Schmidt, because I've always been kind of the fucking clown, you're like,
Yeah, hence my wonder of like, wait, you went to the military, I'm like, your personality is so lively, like.
And so, and that's the military too, I mean, you know, the military, the government, they're not this, like, a lot of times when people say government, they think of this mindless fucking entity of people, or just like one machine, but it's made up of
all of us,
all kinds of people, you know. So they were like, whatever, and then all of a sudden, all hell broke loose. They locked down the base, everything, you know, fucking. They had us get all of our gear, wait, and we're like, wow, we're gonna go to fucking Afghanistan, and then nothing happened, and we didn't go to Afghanistan, but they sent some floats to Afghanistan for, I think it was called Enduring Freedom. But I got recruited to be the CO's driver. Apparently they liked how I looked in uniform. I was like sharp, and they were like, hey, do you want to drive for the battalion commander? So I became like this secretary that would drive the battalion commander around and just look pretty.
Thank goodness you paid attention to those uniforms. You know what I mean? You're like, I know what I look good in. I know my colors.
And so he retired, and he's like, do you want anything from me? And I'm like, yes, I want to go to fucking wrecker school. Mm-hmm. And so when I did motor T school, I did like most of the licenses, but the guys that were the shit at motor T, which is the biggest MOS in the military, were the wreckers. It's a super rare MOS.
What's an MOS for us civilians?
It's a job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
An MOS is a number that's your job.
Okay.
And so I was like, I want to be a fucking wrecker, because they don't have to play all the games. They're on their own program. They're just kind of on call, and they live alone, you know, whatever. Yeah. And so so I was like, he's like, do you want anything from me? I'm retiring, you know, and he gives me this hug, and I'm like, what the fuck? There's something weird going on here, but whatever, I'll use it to my advantage. Yeah. I was like, I want to go to wrecker school. He's like, no problem. So he sent me to wrecker school. I got that license. And then by around then, it was March rolled around, and we were invading Iraq for fucking whatever reason. So, so I went to Kuwait, and then we did the Iraqi invasion, took Baghdad. I was there
and you were there for all that? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay.
So we did the Iraqi invasion, fucking absolutely obliterated that country. And then I was there for about a year, came back. And by this time I got married, because they just, in the military, they dangle like all these fucking benefits in front of you. Like if you
being married.
Yeah. Yes. They're like, if you get married, you can move out, you get way more pay.
Hey, you get double the pay, you get double the stipends, you get everything when you get married.
So much shit. And so it was like, cool. Like, I was kind of dating this girl, and we were in love, but I was like, we definitely weren't wanting to get married, but I was like, look, I can get you benefits for college. I can move out of the fucking barracks. I'll get more money. We can see each other more.
Win-win.
It was like a Friday. We drove to Vegas, got married like that weekend, came back, turned in the paperwork, and then I did the 1 year, came back. I was already a pretty heavy drinker at that point, and then I turned 21 in Iraq, or in Kuwait actually, got the fucking beat down. I didn't think anyone know, but our guy, I don't even know the names of these people anymore, but the guy in charge of everything, like our platoon commander or whatever, like would go over the birthdays, like. He's like, oh, I thought I got away with it. And then right as he's walking away, he's like, oh, happy birthday, Schmidt. And then everyone looks at me. And so, they ambushed me. And that was my birthday in a tent in Kuwait. So for
my gosh.
Yeah. So,
oh my gosh.
So that was fun. And then, we did the invasion, came back a year. And then I did 4 months. And then that 4 months I got... I hung out with my ex and I just drank like a motherfucker.
I want to ask you something about that because, first of all, thank you for your service.
Oh, thanks.
I mean, honest to goodness, what a wild time in our country, and let alone for anyone who was in your position to go do it. You needed to do, that's insane. Thank you.
Well, thanks.
Yeah. But also, too, is I want to talk to you about the drinking because it's y'all sacrifice a lot. And a lot of it is you. It's yourself, and it's I would imagine that your career from then till now has been a reclamation of self, is you may have been reprogrammed. Yeah, you may have you learned a new skill set, right? Yeah. You learned a new level of discipline. And yes, it probably was reprogramming. You know what I mean? It is. That's what they're doing.
Well,
but
you have to be prepared to go to
and you
war,
have to self-sacrifice for what you've chosen in that regard, right? So it's honorable, no doubt. But you still carry those skill sets up through here. But it's how many people struggle with drinking because of these things? Because it is they're self-sacrificing for a service that you're 21. Yeah. And why were you drinking so much?
Right, exactly.
I mean, honestly, all of us know we party when we're young. No, that's not it. It's just you were numbing yourself. You were hurting.
Well, you're hurting. This is my 21st birthday. I'm going to make up. And I did more than make up for it.
Well, and that's where it's the truth of it, where it's that's painful.
Yeah, it was. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And so, I had, for the next 4 months, I thought, it was over. And, and then my wife now, ended up leaving me because she just couldn't handle it.
Of course. Everything was you weren't okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so I just, went hard, and then they had to send me. Fallujah popped off, so they sent me back for another year.
Oh God, yeah.
And when they called me to go, I'd been sitting at a bar for ever at this point, and I'm like, you know what, I'm not fucking going.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna go AWOL. I'm not gonna fucking go. And so they would call me all the time, or when are you coming in? When are you coming in? And I'm like, I'm not. Fuck you guys. Yep. Well, where are you at? I'm like, I'm not gonna go. Mm-hmm. And so I knew I was in jeopardy of losing everything, probably going to jail, but at that point I'm under the influence so hard. I was drinking so much whiskey that I was burning craters in my tongue. I was losing my voice. It was just crazy. And so
but okay, so listen to how much your human was suffering.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Your human was suffering at service. This isn't it's not blaming. It's just you had to go. I don't know if you did. I'm just saying the thought of going AWOL, you were saving yourself. You were literally pulling yourself out of that.
And my hat's off to everybody that just went back without any fight. I'm just
every journey is different. No, it's not better. It's just different. It's just different. And that's the thing is you were told 4 years or whatever your contract, but it's you didn't know your experience in that shit until you were in it. And it's and the thing is I understand we need to contracts are important and doing things. I get that, right? But it's not at the sacrifice of the human spirit, because I know so many people from military who are haunted by ghosts because of what they experienced, and no one helped them out of it.
Yeah, that's a huge deal.
It's a big deal, and you're just being very honest. In this time, how I helped myself was I got obliterated in toxicity because I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. Everyone does it in different ways. But it's it's good to talk about.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna bring it into where you are today in it. But that is a huge part of who you are.
It
you know
is.
what I mean?
Yeah, and
talk about those formative years. We're talking like 18 to 22, it sounds like, right?
Yeah, 18 to 22. Yeah, I got out. So I eventually the Marine Corps called my mom, and my mom got my uncle, and then they came down and found me, and they dragged me back to the base.
Okay.
And then they were like, okay, we're sending
How many
you back.
years are you in right now at this point?
At this point, I'm a little over halfway.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah, so they drive me back to the base. The base put me on like lockdown. They're like, we should be sending your ass to jail. You should be getting like, but we need you because of my job. Like it's super rare. They're like, we need you because of your rare job to go back over. So they fly me back over. I make it about 6 months through. And like I thought that maybe they weren't gonna bust me down. Like I was like, man, maybe I got away with it. And then they call me into the office. They're like, oh, by the way, like
you're going to jail.
No, not jail. But
Okay.
They're like, we should take you to jail, but we're gonna fine you and bust you down. So they busted me. I was just about to pick up corporal before I fucked up so bad, and they busted me clear down to PFC.
Oh, so bust down means
that
you're
lose rank.
losing.
Yeah,
Oh.
and they're like, we're gonna take your pay. And so,
the civilian in me,
yeah,
you know?
so, yeah. And then, so I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. At least I don't have to go to jail. And so I finished that tour out. At the very end, my last mission, we go. They needed someone because I had all these licenses. They had me. We were supposed to go home like the next day, and they needed someone with a special license for a long trailer, a long bed to pull this generator over to this base. So. Of course, I get volunteered to go. I go, we get there, deliver it. I'm coming back. We're following these two Humvees. They turn a corner, and then I swing a little bit wider because I have a bigger vehicle, and then I hit an IED. And then I'm just like, everything's white. I'm looking like, and I was just like, fuck. Like I thought I was dead. But as I pull my hands down, like all I see is like this white light, and it's the headlight from my vehicle like pointing back at me. And so like I'm just trying not to pass out at this time because I'm like super concussed, and like and so I kind of roll out of the left side of my truck, and then they come back, and then there's these guys coming up, and they're like ING. Looking back on it, I'm pretty sure they're the ones that put the fucking IED there, because they were like. Because I'm ready to shoot these guys, but they're like ING, which is Iraqi National Guard. Okay. And so I didn't shoot him, but I'm at this point I'm still trying not to pass out from the. And blast.
You're trying to make sense of what's happening.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, do I shoot you or do I not? Because I can't tell if you just did that to me, you know.
Yeah. And then so after that it's kind of a blur. I took a helicopter to the Baghdad hospital, and the helicopter got like almost shot down, it broke, and so we had to fly back, and then we went to the hospital, and then I was at the hospital for a while, and they ran all these tests on me and stuff, and I just had some super minor injuries, like just a little bit of like shrapnel and just a massive concussion and a lot of like hearing damage, stuff like that, and so but the rest of my group went home, and so I'm stuck in this like hospital in Baghdad.
Literally.
And so I had to like hitchhike my way back with the army, and and then I came back home, and then right after that I got out, and
what's ES'd?
It was just time to get out.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like, you know what, I need a fucking break. I'm gonna go back home, so I'm gonna go back to Cuspe and take a few months off, and then maybe just go from there. And then come back down to LA, either get that job. At that point, like the police, they were offering like 50,000 sign-on, Border Patrol. All these people were offering these jobs. I was like, there's a ton of opportunity. I'm just gonna go home. So I went home. At that point, I got a divorce, but she took all the money that I was making when I was over there. So I came back, I had no fucking money. I called her ahead of time. I'm like, just leave my car and leave the fucking key in the car.
Stop.
So like, and so she left the car. I get off the plane, and I got the car, and I didn't have any money. So I called my grandma, who had actually gotten a really bad accident, and she got a really good settlement. And I'm like, can you like loan me some money so I can come home? And she sent me $20,000, which was like, holy shit. Yeah. I was super grateful. Yes. And so I bought a new car, because the car I had was trash. Like,
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't have made it home.
Yeah. And you literally just lost your income because you're not in the military
so
anymore.
I have no money. So my grandma gave me $20,000, which is like, to this day, I really appreciate it. Thank you, Grandma. And so with that money, I bought a new car and then came home. Yeah. And I spent that money super fast, like, because I started drinking again.
Well, and honestly, like, considering all things, age, experience,
you know, like, and just all the damage.
I mean, like, you literally, okay, first of all, divorce. Like, that shit sucks. Like,
exactly.
So you're in the middle of that. You have no money. You're trying to figure out your next chapter. You're ending a chapter.
Totally fucked up from all this. And they've got me on like 16 different medications too. All these like antidepressants, like all this shit, like stuff for pain, like. And like
all because of that accident.
Just like all this stuff. They're just throwing the book at me, and they're like, and you need to go see a counselor and do all this stuff. And so I was like, okay. So I started seeing the counselor. I go home, and I'm just a fucking mess. So I started talking about my experiences with the counselor, and like I started broaching suicide thoughts and stuff. And she's like, it's okay, and I'm like weeping, and she's like, it's okay. I'm gonna send you to the VA. So they took me to the VA, and they put me on like this flight. They call it flight deck, where they put you in pajamas and basically kind of like you wander the halls for a while, and so at that point I didn't know anything about like PTSD or any of that kind of shit.
Yeah, it definitely came out later.
I was just ready to end everything. I was just like,
I can't feel like this anymore.
Yeah, the only thing stopping me was like the fear of like eternal consciousness and like in darkness. Like what if you're alive but in like this fucking abyss,
like a health state, like
and so that was like the only thing stopping me from killing myself.
I mean, honestly, what a blessing, because like at that point, really, what would you be reaching to?
Yeah.
It was literally just like for you to hold yourself and be like, fuck, I don't want to be in this, that, like forever. You know what I mean? Like, okay, so let's put a timeline to this. How old right now? Like,
I'm 22. And so, and what kind of really spiraled is I got a DUI too. So the thought of just coming home for a couple months and getting my licenses and going back, I got a DUI because
you were drinking heavy.
Because I was drinking all the time. And so like, so there goes all my license. I can't get everything I've worked for the last 4 years is fucking gone. No one's gonna hire me with a DUI for driving.
No.
So I'm like, well, fuck this, you know.
Yeah.
Like, and so yeah, I knew it was just over for me. Like, and so I just.
So how do you in this like point, right?
Well, I'm in, you know, and I get invited to this group because I'm in inpatient care therapy. They won't let me leave.
Okay.
The VA hospital in Roseburg.
Okay.
And so they're like, come sit. The counselor, the guy that led it, his name was Greg. He saved my fucking life. He came up and he's like, "How you doing? I know you're not eating, you're not doing anything." They're like, "Why don't you come down and sit in this group with us?" And I'm like, "Nah, fuck."
I don't want to.
I didn't say anything at first. Yeah. And then he's like, "We'll let you have a couple cigarettes. You can come out and you can smoke." And I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah.
So I sat in this group, and at this point, it's 2005. So there's World War I, World War II, Vietnam, Korean, a Desert Storm, all these different types of vets, and they're all in this circle, and we're just kind of talking, and they're saying all the shit that I'm feeling, and then I realized I wasn't alone. I was like, this is amazing.
This is my people. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm like, and they were like, yeah, you have PTSD, and they like did all this stuff, and they're like, okay, and so they still weren't getting my meds right, but I was like, okay, I had some hope, and I was like, and as long as they keep letting me have cigarettes, I'll come out and I'll do this group. Mm-hmm. And so I was able to do inpatient, but they would let me go home on the weekends, and still I was really struggling, but I was able to stay mostly sober for like 7 months or whatever. But whatever, at that point I got, they told me that like, look, you're so fucked up that you don't have to work anymore. And I was like, they're like, you just have to worry about your treatment now. We'll give you this money. You don't have to, So I was like, well, fuck yeah, I'm retired then.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
Yeah.
So I waited like for my back pay to come in and to start getting this money. And at first I was like, I'm just gonna drink and hang out and watch fucking, play video games, watch shows, and So I took like
just kind of live the good life a little.
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
like,
So I took like 2 years off, and I just fell into this like massive depression.
Of course,
and,
yeah.
Like, and I would try to hang out with my friends, and they would like talk about work and stuff like that, and I'd talk about nothing. I didn't have anything to say.
Your purpose was really
and
waning.
So
at that,
I was like, at this point, I'm like, and then I'm still in and out of rehab, and I delve into harder drugs. I'm just struggling. I'm going back and forth. Like, I got into heroin, OD'd on heroin, just totally fucked my life up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, in order to survive.
We're going to go right back to that really quick, because whatever hit the window was like ill-timed for you. OD'd on heroin?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go right there. So like, for real?
Yeah, I got into, I wasn't doing anything, so I was just partying, and then like.
But like you OD'd, how did you come out of that?
So basically I started dating someone that was doing it, and like.
That's always a slippery
And I was
slope,
taking a lot of medication. Like I said, I was
you already
on 14,
were, yeah.
15 different medications, and I had, all this back pay money, and I would just go hang out at the strip club and drink all day.
Sure.
And like, and the girl I was dating was a stripper, and she was on heroin, and so I forgot to reorder my medication, so I ran out. So I started like.
It was just a down
if
right
I didn't
there.
take my, I think it was called Effexor. If I didn't take my antidepressants, I would get these brain zaps, and to the point where I couldn't speak or just do anything. And
really?
So I was so drunk and medicated all the time that I would forget to reorder my medication, so I'd run out all the time. And so she was like, well, I'll just, like, why don't you do this with me? This makes me feel better. So it took me about 3 months of heroin before there was a drought, and we found these people that didn't normally give it to us. And I decided to do it. She usually gave it to me. And like, I decided to do it myself that time, and everything just went dark.
Oh my God.
And then, so I found out that I OD'd, and I woke up tied to a.
I was gonna say, where did you go, right? Because someone came and got you, right?
Yeah, the ambulance took me to the hospital, and then to the Springfield hospital, because I was living in Eugene at the time. They took me to the VA, and they just basically tied me to a table, and like had me sweat it out, screaming for like 2 days. And then eventually they let me kind of get out of there.
The fact that that's our solution to help people through things like that is wild to me. Like, they're already feeling trapped in their body, hence why they're trying to escape it through, like drugs, right? Like, I mean, hello, like that's all. Everybody who is partaken is trying to escape that shit, and you're like, no, lie down and just sit in it. Like, how helpful is that to anybody? God damn. God. So, I'm like, okay, and then your PTSD, they're like, you know what, you're gonna put pajamas on, and you're gonna go in this hall.
I'm wandering the halls again, and
like, I'm blown away at like how incredible you are. Like, I swear to you, I'm not trying to like, I'm getting teary-eyed because it's pretty amazing. You show up today like you do. Like, holy shit.
It was a lot of hard work. So
yeah, I mean, no.
It was a lot of.
Please continue. Like,
so it was a lot of therapy. So there was, even though I kept fucking up, there was a lot of good that came out of it. I kept re-drinking, and I kept making mistakes and kept getting DUIs. I drove my car off a fucking cliff. Like, I don't know how I survived that. Like, there's been so many times where I should have been dead. Like. But I'm still around. I'm still.
But that's the thing is like this is where it's wild to me though, Jeb. Is like all of that though you didn't fuck up. None of that is a fuck up.
That's where it kind of comes full circle.
It's like, not a fuck up, like at all. Like I'm hearing this and I don't hear fuck up. I hear experience.
Yeah.
You experience life.
That's what I tell people all the time. It's like I'm not very smart, but I'm super fucking experienced.
Oh, I would beg to differ. It's not like just because you chose things that had wild outcomes, like your grit, your perseverance, your dignity, your integrity as a human is because of those. Like, and it doesn't have to be a straight path. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, and sure, in that season of us, if you and I would have met in that season, I probably wouldn't have asked you onto a podcast. You know? You were just living life a little different. It's not fuck up. It's not fuck up. It
was tough. Yeah.
Okay, continue.
But so in and out, hospitals, DUIs, just like every mistake. And so it became about, I was talking to my friends, and when I kind of would group with like regular people would just kind of get together and they bitch about their jobs. And I'm like, and in order for me to get kind of back into society, I learned at that time, it's like, it's not about medication. It's not about, it's about living a lifestyle. And in order for me to get out of my head, like I have to stay busy all the fucking time. Otherwise, if I have any downtime, any time to just sit and think, it's gonna go fucking dark fast. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I have to stay as busy as possible. So I got a hold of the VA. I'm like, look, I have to go back to fucking work. Like I'm like, you guys can have your money back. I don't care. They're like, well, there's a thing where you can still work and you can keep your benefits. So I'm like, well, fuck yeah, let's
do that.
So I got a job working for Sprint doing sales and just tried to stay busy, you know, and I was like, as long as I'm working, you know, in order to kind of be socialized again and to kind of be normal again, to be a regular guy, I need to integrate
back into civilian life.
Yeah, I was like, I need to, you know, have regular problems. I need to like talk to people about like how bad my job sucks and how hard I work, you know, back to that whole thing, you know. So it's like, I worked at Sprint until like, and I was kind of thinking about doing beauty school. Just because like I went to this barber in Roseburg. I don't think he's there anymore, but I wish I could talk to him and tell him thank you. But he had this little studio. It was just him, but it wasn't a studio part of the building. It was like a little, like almost like a human being type size, like thing.
Almost like a little trailer, but not a trailer. But
he was an old vet, and he was just in there working, and he had all of his little shit, and then his little barber chair, and like he had a little roadster car, and I'm like, I want this for myself. Like I want to
express myself this way.
Yeah, I want to like. He just had his own space. He didn't have to answer. I was like, that would be cool, but I kind of left it on the back burner.
Totally.
And I moved back to Coos Bay. I was in kind of a shitty, toxic relationship in Roseburg. I moved back to Coos Bay, and I worked there. So at that point, the iPhone had just come out, and AT&T was the only place you can get the iPhone. So I worked for Sprint, and all the higher ups at Sprint were just coming after all the salespeople, like, force this product, you know, just blaming the sales, you know, like just doing the whole corporate thing that, you know, they do is like,
you all know it's a superior product. There's nothing we can do.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
it's like until we have the fucking iPhone, we're not going to be able to compete.
No.
It's not us as salesmen, you know, so. And I'm in a small town, and they're just trying to get me to lie to people that I know, you know, and I'm like, yeah, I might be able to get away with it once, but like, there's only so many times you can fuck people over before they come back.
100%.
And so they're just firing everybody at this point. And so like to help out the company, I was like, okay, I'll work a double shift. So I worked a double shift, and they just took our chairs away because they thought us sitting there was like a reflection
deterrent
of how shitty, you know. So like my feet start hurting. So I kind of lean on the counter a little bit, and the phone rings, and it's the I don't know, whatever, who's in charge, one of the higher ups, and he's like, quit leaning on the counter. And I'm like, you know what? I'm out.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. I'm working a double shift.
I'm literally leaning and you're watching me. Like, okay.
All the cameras are pointing into this mall kiosk, and I'm like, I didn't go through all the shit I've been through.
No.
Just to be treated like this. So I was like, I'm done working for the fucking corporation. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to beauty school. There's no one in North Bend, Coos Bay that can cut my hair the way I want. It was impossible to get a fade.
Yeah.
And so I went to beauty school thinking I'd do full hair, but kind of lean more into being the only guy that could do a men's haircut where they wanted a fade. So this is like 2009 at this point. I go to beauty school. I'm the only fucking guy there. And all my friends are making fun of me. They're like,
we went to beauty school the same year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's cool.
That's funny. Yeah. So how many guys were at your beauty school?
Very few.
Yeah.
Very few.
There were.
I think in my class, because we had a small class, I went to a very small beauty school. I think out of 20 of us, there was none.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think there was one in my class. Like,
everyone,
my instructors were male, but there wasn't a lot of males in class with us.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
100%.
It was just like,
you're the
you want
only
to do hair?
one.
And, you know, and people would be like whispering. They're like, oh, are you like the Zohan or whatever? I'm like, yeah, I guess so. Yeah. But at first, like, this is the first time I've worked with like a bunch of women. And I thought it would be kind of fun at first, but I was like, but I'm gonna not date anyone, you know.
I'll be really careful, stay away from hairstylists.
You know, like
crazy.
I'm like, but I was like, how bad can it be, you know? And so like I go there, and I'm like, oh, I'll be surrounded by girls, it'll be fun, you know, whatever. And like I was we're outside smoking, and this girl is like talking shit about this other girl.
Oh yeah, that was
just
like
talking like saying the most awful shit. And then that girl comes outside and she's like, "Oh, hey, bitch," and gives her a big hug. And I'm like, "You were literally just talking shit about this person." And I was like, right off, I was like, okay, this is a different kind of fucking crowd.
Oh, so the most, you think that, military's cutthroat.
Yeah.
Go to beauty.
Yeah, dude, I'll take working with loggers,
100%.
Marines, fucking whoever, the most rough motherfuckers, any
they're
day
straight up
overworking.
over beauty.
Yeah, doing beauty school.
Beauty
yeah,
is you could think you have a homie, the next day they sue you.
Yeah, no.
It's happened to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Serious cutthroat shit,
dude.
And that's where it kind of was okay, these people want to find out about you
to
use it
over.
for themselves because information is what keeps them, going, and so it's it was really fucking wild. I was like,
dude, when I came out onto the floor in beauty school, right? So one of the things about my signature as an artist was I was very fast, right? So I was just very quick, and that's just what it was. And it was never that's just my speed. I move fast.
That's bread and butter right there.
Yeah, and I'm just fast. If I slow down, I kind of start messing up. You know what I mean? It's it's just my speed. So my graduating class, though, they were behind me. Because I was just a little faster at learning foils and because I was just wanting to move. We get to the floor. They threw shade the whole first month because I kept getting booked.
Right. Yeah,
so I'm getting booked. Yeah. They're not because they haven't
right.
passed their whatever. And it's hey, I'm over, and I'm too much
so
of
toxic,
it's so toxic.
Yeah.
And I'm too much of a lover at this point, very green, haven't experienced the bad world of, not bad, but it's hard. I'm direct and cutthroat today because of beauty. Yeah. Not because of being a CEO of a software company. Yeah. It's because of beauty industry and the people I dealt with in that industry. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's a whole other level of trauma.
And that's not even the clients. That's not even the clients.
Exactly. It's just
that's
the
wild
you work
part.
With. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so the people you work with, you always have to look over your shoulder, and it's just
okay, I am curious. I'll tell you mine. You tell me yours. Okay. This is one of my least favorite interactions with another artist. No names, of course. And this is in Dallas when I worked there. No. And so I learned quickly how bad the industry could be, right? Mm-hmm. So to give some context, I was 21 years old. I just sold my house in Northern California, moved my family to Dallas on my whim of I'm going to be a hairstylist in Dallas. No clients, nothing. Mm-hmm. I just went for it. Okay. So I knew
that's brave.
It was ballsy. Yeah. I'm that person. So I'm I'll figure it out. It's fine. And my partner was very supportive and all those things. But our children were 2 and 1. And so, or 2 and 3. So we were taking them from our family in Northern California, everything. It's just, and we're young, right? Yeah. I walk into this salon, come to find out I had a reality show. I didn't know this. It was so pretty around Christmas time. Mm-hmm. And it was that's where I want to go. Whatever.
Yeah.
Well, hell sure was bright. Hell was sure bright. When I tell you, I learned so much about myself and everything about the industry in this time at this salon. First of all, you had to be an apprentice to work there. You could not work there just off the street. You could not apply to go, right? You had to prove with a 2-year.
I've heard that about places like New York.
Oh yeah, no, there was no way, right? But mm-hmm. I'm the one who said that I want to move, and it was agreed upon that I had to get a job. That's why I went. That's what I was going for. So it was definitely wait on me. I'm I got to make this work. Mm-hmm. Literally just met someone at a bar. I was hey, can I do your hair? By the way, she is my best friend still to this day, 13 years later. Yeah. So I was hey, I need a model. I want to do an interview at this place. And she's okay, cool. She's blonde, Dallas blonde, all good things. Well, my speed is what won my job. So I get done, I blow her out, she's done, and I did it in less than an hour. A full highlight, cut, color.
Full foils done. And blowout. Wow, done. That's huge.
Huge. And it was obviously nerves had me amped.
Imagine the amount of money you could make in
I was a very successful hairstylist. Yeah. Yes.
That's insane.
So I had clients coming to me from Japan and London, on a regular basis. So
it looks good. 45 minutes.
I love it.
And it looks good.
Oh yeah, and it's not on all heads. She has finer hair, so that's why. But so they hire me, and I'm instantly hated.
Of course,
by the whole salon. And there's 30 of us in there.
No one wants,
Nobody wants someone who comes in who didn't do the rules, apprenticing, when all of these bitches had to do 2 years.
Right.
And I'm in here just already getting clients because they wanted my speed.
Right.
So they wanted money because it was commission.
Well, yeah, I mean, would you rather sit there for an hour or 4 or 5, 6 hours?
100%. And so, long story short on all that, it was the type of salon where I worked 8 to 4 or 4 to 10. So we'd swap our chairs, right? So that's how they did.
Level.
It's a whole other level.
Clean up other people's shit.
Listen, and also like we were a full service bar, like it was a whole thing. Like it's a gorgeous place. I'll put some context of like what this was. Like I wanted to work as much as possible. I would work double shifts, right? If I could, right? Well, I stopped at 4, and so many of my clients were like, hey, like I'm just getting off work, or I got to go pick up my kids, or I got to, you know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, let me see if I can ask my owner if I can just have a few more hours, because I don't have anybody in my chair right now. Like I'm alone in my chair. Like maybe I can pick up some hours, right? This was what my owner said to me when I asked, can I pick up more hours? Who the fuck do you think you are? And I'm like so perplexed because I'm like, isn't this a win-win
you want
for
me
us?
To succeed?
Isn't it win-win? You get percentage of everything I make. Like, why wouldn't you want me here longer?
She should be,
Because it wasn't her idea. But that is, she treated us like numbers, you know? So it was like that right there, that was my owner. Then the same time, here I am, no one likes me, everything, whatever. The stylist next to me with my client in my chair, their client in their chair, and we are close, right? I mean, these are big salons, right? So we're close. And I mean, a lot of us in there, sorry. But anyways, she goes, man, hopefully she doesn't fuck this one up.
Oh my God.
Do you think that I did ever once? Like,
right.
no, it was just planting seeds of doubt in my clients. So I went through that for 6 months. No one spoke to me. In the break room, if I walked in, everyone left.
God.
It was torture. Like, and then you have to still show up and be nice.
Still show up.
You have to do your job. Like,
that's the worst.
It's the worst. And it's like once you enter into that and you realize, you're like, fuck you. I'm gonna dominate. You know, and I did. And I instantly just was like, all right, well, if this is, you guys don't want to like be my homies, like, well, I'm gonna do my job. That's why I'm here. Like, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to work. And so I became very successful.
That's the way you have to be, you know, like if you go in, you know, you go in, oh, we could all be friends and have a good time, and it's just like,
but the pack
more
splits.
they learn about you, the more shit they have against you.
Honestly, it's the silent ones you want to be around. Like exactly. It's the silent ones you want to be.
The first person, when you get to a salon and the girl that walks up to you or the guy, whatever, that you feel comfortable with at first is the one that's gonna fuck you over.
Don't talk to them.
Every time.
I'm telling you, the one
wild.
The one who I ended up.
The one that comes up to you first. Is
the one that you want to like stay away from that one as much as possible. But like I remember talk about, then we have these ones, right? The dude who did not talk to me the whole time, like he was cold shouldering me hard, and he always looked so good. He was like top to bottom in a suit, always different colors, all these, like he just he did a good job, right?
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I always would compliment him. Be like, dude, your outfit looks sick. Your outfit looks sick. And I think he thought I thought he was gay, you know, like, because he did dress to where you wouldn't know. And I don't care. Like, that's not why I'm complimenting you, you know. But he...
back in 2009,
exactly. 2009, it was just a little different, you know. And so, but then with him, his name's Abel. What up, Abel? I was like, he's still my homie to this day. Awesome. But I learned so much from him. We didn't speak, and then we became the best friends. Yeah, we were brother,
like you
sister.
Said, the quiet ones.
That's right. He let me watch him.
Yeah.
You know, he let me learn from him. He had a few years on me, like
a few years. Yeah. So
in
I was
the
gonna
industry.
Ask, like, so he knew.
He was my mentor.
Yeah.
Like he became
That's
my
awesome.
first mentor in that space where I was really scared, like because I mean. This is really good for people who are listening, who are entrepreneurs in service industries like us, right?
Yeah.
Is like, you're scared. We're all scared trying to do our service. Yeah. You know, and the best thing you can do is just be kind to your fellow service providers. Yeah. Don't say anything if you don't want to, but like, we're just trying to make our livelihood. Don't be mean to one another. You know, it's like, stop being so mean. But it's like, it's kind of like the tattoo world. It's kind of like they're cutthroat because they have to make their way, you know, and beauty is just now opening up to like, where we're talking. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like
it's a huge thing.
It's a huge shift right now.
It is. Yeah. It's so nice to you know, we should all be like connecting to each other and
agreed.
Yeah, and just like, you know,
we all can't cut everybody's hair.
When I'm like busy, and I love being able to like like
Pass.
say, hey,
Yep.
like, hey, you'd probably be better off. Like when I have people that come in and they need like an intricate design, I'm like, I could try.
Yeah.
But I know a guy that could do the best fucking
Isn't
design
that so
you've ever
beautiful?
done. Yeah, and like I'll get like Paul, like I'll be like, here's Paul. Like he could put the fucking Last Supper on your head. Like,
see,
I can do a couple lines,
Well, and that's where it's
so-
honoring gifts.
Yeah.
We can't give our gifts if everyone's trying to give all of the gifts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I'm good at this. Like, I don't shine so bright in those areas.
Yeah.
But that person does. You know what I
Right.
mean? And it's
Exactly.
like, let's throw it to them. And it's not this personal thing or whatnot. And like, beauty did help me learn that.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yeah, it is harsh for sure. But that's also insecurities.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Is like, I went through it too as an artist. Like, I was insecure. So I came out like, I'm the shit sometimes. Because I had to. Because I was terrified. Like,
Yeah.
but it's settling into your sovereign self.
Yes.
Like, and just knowing that the clients that are meant for you are coming.
Mm-hmm.
The ones who aren't, let them go, please, because you will thank yourself later. Like, respect your boundaries, respect your time. But it's like, there's people like you standing behind chairs who have a greater depth of compassion
Right.
for humans who cross your path because you did all those things. And that's why I'm like, when you said it's a fuck up, I'm like, but it's not.
Right.
Because you stand behind and touch people, right? How many people, like literally doctors, things like that, like people don't touch us besides
Right.
our significant others or family, right? Like you're providing a service, an energy service, an opportunity for people to have their voice heard,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
Like they share parts of their stories. They don't tell anybody else.
Yeah.
We know shit nobody knows,
Right.
right? Like
Yeah.
it's always a joke. We could write a book about the shit we know, right? Well, you created that space. And thank goodness you didn't give up because you've held space for so many people every haircut since. Like, and it was a wild wandering journey to get there. Who cares? Like, you collected more experience to give, and it's like your gift is very rich, and that's what I feel from you. Being like, we just met. Truly, we've only had a pre-interview, right? We have not been together at all. But your energy from Nick, your energy from other people. That's come to me well before your physical presence.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, like, but that's what you've done. That's what you've done in the community. And it's like, it's so important to me that people know who's here. Because it's like, you've worked really hard to do what you do. And you share it in a way that honors yourself, but also helps other people honor their voice.
Yeah, and that's, kind of the thing is I want to, even if I hadn't have fucked up so bad, I wouldn't have what I have now.
Yeah.
Because like you said, it wasn't a fuck up. It was a necessary path to get where I am now.
Yeah.
And
the contrast for clarity. What you're doing now.
Exactly,
The gifts you're giving now.
I wouldn't have my 2 kids, my wife, my my studio, whatever, it's just like,
Well, and think of the depth of appreciation you have now.
yes.
Right?
And I
the
appreciate
depth of
all of it.
exactly, because how many of us cause chaos without contentment?
Yeah.
Right? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, contentment is a choice, right?
It
And
is,
it's a
absolutely.
choice, and it's like, well, you went through a lot of things that made you feel crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
legitimately, you physically were in an experience where you're like, this doesn't feel good. I need to numb it. You know what I mean? Like, but your compassion and your experience now there's so many military people out there. There's so many people out there hurting.
Yeah,
there's
I was cutting a guy that was in Vietnam. He's in a wheelchair and no...
And
like,
you think PTSD was a thing for them?
Yeah,
You know what I'm
right?
saying? Like,
yeah, he's in a wheelchair. Like, he's got and no money. He couldn't pay for his haircut. And like I looked at his caretaker, and I'm like, does he get any benefits? And she's like, what benefit? I'm like, are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
I'm like, I can take him to the vet center right now. It's just crazy how many people have no idea that there is help.
Yeah.
But when you get locked into that cycle of depression and self.
Well, and honestly, like when the world
just
is
spiral.
dark,
Yeah,
you
you don't
just
care, yeah.
No, you don't even know that it can be bright again.
Yeah.
You know what I
exactly.
mean? Like you're in such dark spaces that it's like, and honestly, like thank goodness you have those resources and help. Like, but there's room for improvement.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, absolutely.
putting people to the side and just saying deal with it, or strapping people down to beds and saying like, hey, like. First of all, if someone is trying to escape their reality so significantly,
Right.
the first thing you should do is meet them
Yeah.
in the reality they currently stand.
Yeah.
Not the one you think they should be standing in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they didn't get there by like, I feel great today. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they didn't get there that way. And it's like, we all face these days, and it's like, I'm going to tell you a story so it makes sense, okay? Because I'm gibberish. But it's like, it made me really understand, like, what is so powerful about the present, okay? There was a baby crow in the road, And I was like, oh my God, I have to get this baby crow out of the road. I pull over, I hop out. Well, the mom and dad are close by. And I'm like, okay, not getting this baby crow out of the road. But I'm an animal lover, so I'm like distraught. I'm like, I need this crow to be out of the road. Like, and I instantly, and I feel like I'm a pretty composed female most times, I was not composed. Yeah. I was anxious, and I was like, oh my God, I need to get this baby. I'm getting attacked by these crows. Like, what am I going to do? So I'm like, okay, I call a friend, and they're like, just call the Raptor Center. And I'm like, cool. Oh, yeah. There was no resolve in my brain at this moment that I didn't think about that. You know, I just knew to call one person.
Yeah, got me. Just reacting.
Yeah, I'm like nervous. I'm scared, right? And I call the Raptor Center, and this precious voice answers. And I was like, hi, there's a baby crow in the road, and da-da-da. Like, you know, and I'm just frantic. Yeah. I am just so anxious. And she goes, oh, yep, it's fledgling season. Like, this happens quite often. Where are you at? And I'm like, and I instantly just took this deep breath. And I was like, oh, I'm here.
Yeah.
You know?
You gotta tap in.
Yeah, and it's like, the reason I share that is because it's like, thank goodness she stayed grounded in her precious energy and didn't match mine.
Right.
I needed her.
Yeah.
I never met
there
her.
You go.
I never met her. She was able to be her precious self and keep me in like, it was just a breath. And it's like, that's what barbers do. And that's what hairstylists do. And service providers is, the world is heavy and you create space for breath.
Yep.
And you have a greater depth because of your experience.
Helping other people is the best way to help yourself. Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
And so I think on that note, Jeb, I think it's a good way for us to wrap this up.
Okay.
And I want to make sure that all of the amazing people in this community who get to hear this story, because there's lots of vets. There's lots of people out there looking for someone like you to understand.
Yep.
Where do they find you?
Right, over by the mall, 1000 Willow Gillespie.
What's the name of your spot?
It's just Jeb the Barber. I wanted to name
I love that.
Overture.
Yeah.
My whole career, I wanted to be Overture. And
Overture, why?
If the definition says the beginning is something great, it has something to do with music. It's like, it's just me.
I love that. Yeah, I've never heard that word.
But when I got my spot, they were like, well, how are they going to find you? And then it sounds like you charge over the chair. You know, you listen to all these other people, like, you know, kind of.
Maybe it has a different purpose.
Maybe.
Maybe it's something next, you know?
Yeah.
Like Jeb the Barber.
Yeah, if I ever get if I ever expand, I want to do a mobile thing really bad where I can go to like the VA and help vets or go to like the mission, go to old folks homes.
Yeah.
You know, go do stuff like that where I can go and do that. And then for fun, like, because I don't drink anymore and I don't, you know, party, so it's really hard for me to go to big events like that.
Sure.
So I'm like, what if I could take my work there? Then I could be part of the fun.
Yeah.
And you know, bring on other barbers that I liked working with over the years, or stylists, and we could go fucking knock out this event or whatever.
Oh, that would be so sick.
So that's my next goal.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be so fun. And talk about like.
Because I do miss working with other people.
Yeah.
And so
Are you in a studio space right now?
Yeah. Which I absolutely love, and I love working.
I get it.
And I never want to.
I've done both.
I should have done it years ago, but But at the same time, you know, it's fun to work with other.
The camaraderie.
But only when you're on common ground. If you're working with someone who's the owner, even though you're the best friends, there's still going to be that power pull.
Yeah.
You know, back and forth. So like.
No truer words were said. Like the one thing about artist culture is we're independent, and you can't like tell us how to paint. You know, it's our paintbrush.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
so
love
it's
that
like.
Analogy,
it's like when you come into a space, you must understand that, or it won't work. You know, like. You're right. It has to be common ground for an artist. Okay, so Jeb the Barber, go get yourself taken care of by this man. I've heard nothing but amazing things about your services, clean cut, shaves, all the things.
I do my best. I mean, there's a lot of places in town that could do an amazing fade, and I'm probably not even close to the top of that list. But I bring a vibe and I bring a relaxing environment, and I just do, you know.
And you bring you.
The best I can, and me. Yeah.
And that's the most special part of all. So, Jeb, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
This has been so fun. Yay. Thank you, Jeb.
Right.
Amazing.
You love it?
Yeah, 100%.
Right?
Great,
Me too.
Great.
Yeah, that was fun.
Great job.
I love that we went.
Job.
I had no idea where we'd go.
Took the whole journey.
the
whole journey. Brought it back to look all that stuff. all that stuff affects how you show up for others, man, and that's what I love, man. It's so fucking cool.
Dude,
I
it's
could
so
have kept
cool.
going for hours.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just
trust me, we'll just...
I just got to barber or beauty school.
At some point, there'll be a time where we do this again in a different format, a different style, different.
I feel like we have to bring everybody who's been on back in a few months.
I love when Joe Rogan does that.
We talked about doing. Eventually, we'll do a roundtable thing with you, Rob and Alex.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Like
yeah,
that.
We're working on
having
it.
Robin here with Ali, with the dynamic is so fun.
That'll be fun.
That was the most fun I had barbering, was working with those guys over at Blessings, because like I was saying, like we were on equal ground. There was no power play involved.
Yes.
Our common enemy was the owner of that place,
Yep.
and then like
you could all unite.
Yeah, and there was just
the enemy of my enemy.
It was just kind of it was just awesome, especially since it was a black-owned salon. So it got me comfortable with working with other hair types and different types of people.
Oh yeah, and that's a whole world.
Yeah, and
that's a whole world in itself.
And it just really opened my eyes to a lot of shit, and it was
Yeah, we've talked about.
I miss that dynamic a lot, and that's when when I get that mobile thing, it'd be like those are the two guys that I'll be like, let's go, have fun like we used to,
One thing that I have to say, is so I just feel privileged that I got to be a part of your story so intimately with like that, because I know so many military people. Like some of my close friends are like military, and they don't talk about it.
Yeah.
And I am someone you can talk about it with, and they don't.
Yeah, you're very
like, you know what I mean? It's like
some people really compartmentalize that entire part of their life.
That's right, and it hurts them.
Yeah.
Versus, and it's to me, it's like hearing you
the
talk.
most important thing they can do is talk to people.
I couldn't agree more.
From day one,
that's what saved me. It was finding out, going to that group, and
that
finding
someone
out
else
I'm not
feels
alone.
that way.
There are other people that are fucked up,
and therapy isn't this naughty word. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
No, but I think, and this has been a common thread with some of our other guests and stuff like that. Especially Hero said the same thing in so many words, but like, yes, all that stuff is in your past. All that stuff is part of what made you. But you, from the day I met you, you've never been the person you were or whatever. You're the person you are right now.
Right.
Like, and so. I don't know how active that's been a thing that you've worked through and been able to cause yourself to let go of and be present now, or if it's just the result of time, space, distance, all those things, whatever. But like Hero said, kind of the same thing, right? It's like
genuine.
And it's not even the way he put it was. Him being his true self is kind of being a chameleon, being able to be in the moment, whatever moment you're in, right? And so, like,
it's assimilating.
I don't have to always have this one point of reference of this is my truth and this is who I am and this is, like all those are ingredients. They're ingredients in your pantry, and they're what have made you who you are, right now.
And you don't have to
you're
claim
showing
it.
up as you, at me right now, not me the way. Even I expect me to be.
That's right. I'm just this in this moment because it's what is presently powerful, you know? And it's like, I really do think the freedom is when you meet, we can three come to this agreement, right? Where we can appreciate it, because I think a lot of times when ego gets in the way, it's like we're trying to prove ourselves in that moment instead of being in it.
Yeah.
Right? Like we're trying to remind, hey, I did this, you know what I mean? Like, it's like
insecurity.
Sure, and it's like
you know what I love about Jeb, and I've been going to Jeb since we met. So I think I've told you the story.
Yeah.
Like,
the musician and your daughter.
I follow, as doing what I do and being. Familiar with and having an interest in the beauty industry in general and everything. I've always been fascinated with barbers and hairstyling and all that stuff. So I follow a lot of barbers and everything on Instagram. And and I had a barber that I've been going to for a long time that I really like. Crusty old dude. He's not one that like you either like are aligned with him or really not,
right?
And we just got along well, and he was an amazing barber. He cut hair really great with my kid, like treated my kid like when because Tyler, who Jeb also cuts Tyler's hair, right?
Yeah, he's
awesome.
Anybody
else, right? At the age that that Elijah was cutting my hair and his hair, Tyler was a bit of a gyroscope, He was a bit all over.
Yeah.
And that was like, okay, Elijah was one of the first ones that I ever saw that like didn't like, okay, make my kid like sit still and try to accurately cut my hair, right? And he'd bob and weave with him, and he's like, I've learned like,
you just gotta go with it.
I can't control him. I have to just move with him,
Yes.
right? And we go gradually until we get where we're at, and everybody's happy, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, he closed his shop during the pandemic and moved out of town, and so I'm like, oh, what am I gonna go to? And I followed a bunch of barbers, and so my wife and kids were walking through the school playground one day by the track or whatever.
My running path.
Jeb's running path. Jeb's got his, I think one of your little ones with you or whatever. I can't remember.
Yeah, well, during the pandemic, I'd take him for a walk in the stroller every day.
Yeah.
That was like my exercise.
And so my daughter, I'm a huge metalhead. And my daughter was wearing an In Flames t-shirt, and she's walking by. And he's like, "Oh, cool shirt, In Flames. You like In Flames?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, my dad likes them." He's like, "Oh, I cut their hair one time when they were coming through town." And so my wife texts me this story. I met this barber. I'm like, I'd be willing to bet I know who that was because I follow like a ton of barbers, and I only know one that's always posting heavy metal, always posting like Lamb of God and stuff like that in his reels and stuff like that while he's cutting hair. Jeb is great at making content. By the way, like I don't pester Jeb. Jeb, you need to hire me because I couldn't do what he does. Jeb does great stuff.
Have fun.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
You're putting yourself into it in a very like relatable,
just
natural
way. Real.
But so instantly I was like, yeah, you know what? I need a haircut. I'm gonna come down and try it out. So I came down, and that was when he was at Blessings with and that's how I got to know Rob and Alex also. And so, but from that day on, it was like, I didn't like Jeb wasn't out to like tell me, well, this is what I need to do to your hair. This is what I literally could just say, this is kind of what I want. And I've never since then had to tell Jeb,
he knows,
like what I'm looking for, what like what adjustments he needs to make, whatever. I literally don't look in the mirror when Jeb's cutting my hair.
No.
I don't look. I don't even look at the end. I could care
trust
less.
and loyalty. I mean, that is the thing. Is like, I mean, that's where the cutthroat comes from. Mm-hmm. It is like because we get that loyalty and trust with clients.
Yeah,
I love what you're saying about speed, like. Because I've always been the fastest one at every place I've worked because that's how you make more money.
Well, and that's exactly right. Yeah.
It's like
but also you don't second guess yourself too.
You don't.
By just going forward and working through it, you don't.